What is up, everybody? 5'8" dunker, vertical trainer, basketball strength and conditioning coach, Andy Lloyd here from Skigh Athletics, coming to you today for episode 75 of the Skigh vlog. So, per popular demand or by popular, whatever you want to call it, probably should have thought of that before. About stretching. First, head over to my site, somewhere down here, probably down here, www.skighathletics.com. I released my full vertical training program, the exact program that I use to get my vertical, the one that I used past tense and the one that I currently use to keep progressing. So go ahead, one-time sale. It's been for yesterday. Had a little bit of a mix-up with some time zones, so I extended it throughout the day. Head over, grab it. Price increases tonight after probably 10 p.m., okay? So go check that out. So, getting into stretching. Now this, I'll show you upper body stretches, lower body stretches. I'm going to show you the stretches that are on my program, on my free program. Again, www.skighathletics.com. The first one, standing quadricep. Now, the key to this is you'll see a lot of guys standing quadricep and they'll just be sitting out, hanging out just like this, okay? You want your heel behind your butt, and you want to be pulling that heel close to your butt and flexing that quadricep to really stretch that out. Now, I understand that people with knee pain might have a tough time with that, so the alternative to that I suggest is first just start on the floor, bring your whichever quad that you're trying to stretch out, bring that foot as close to your butt as you can, and then you want to pick yourself up with your hands, get your butt off the ground, and then start pushing closer and closer to that heel, pushing your butt closer to that heel. Because right here, there's no stress on my knee, and I'm just stretching out my quad. Same exact principle, just a different alternate way to do it with a little bit of less pain. That's the alternate version for stretching your quadricep out. Now the next one is to stretch out the shoulders. Again, guys, I've said it before, my stretches are fairly elementary, but part of stretching is literally just getting it done, okay? So, what I do, if I'm stretching out my right shoulder, stretching out, so it's your left, but I'm stretching out this arm, okay? So I'm gonna take it, and I'm going to put the inside of my elbow on the back of my head, and then hopefully I can touch my shoulder. I'm gonna reach up with my opposite arm, and I'm just gonna push down on my elbow, simply just pushing my elbow, this part closer to my tricep than my forearm. I'm taking the tricep side of my elbow, and I'm going to be pushing down, and I'm really going to be feeling the stretch right there, okay? And now I say for my stretches to hold for 3 seconds, and then release, and then return to stretching. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, take a break, 1, 2, 3, and those 3 seconds I'm pushing down and I'm holding it. I'm not bouncing, I'm holding it and then releasing the pressure for about 2 seconds, 2 to 3 seconds, and then going back on, okay? So that's the shoulder stretch, and that's what it says in quotes, arm behind the head. Now the calf stretch that I have, you would need to go up to a wall, and you're simply if I'm stretching this leg right here, I'm going to push up against the wall, and I'm going to lean, keeping this leg straight, and I'm going to bend my other leg that's ahead that I'm not stretching out. And I'm simply just going to push right now. I can do it without a wall, so I'll do it without a wall. And I'm pretty much just going to try to get into it as far of a lean as possible while keeping this heel on the ground. Okay? Now again, I do the same thing with the wall, I do the same thing without the wall. Another thing, and I'll check the camera angle, probably don't want to put my foot up against this wall, but I'll put my toe up against this wall as high as possible. This is the second option. I'll put my toe up against the wall as high as possible, and then I'll keep this leg straight, the leg that I'm stretching the calf on, and I will bring my body as close to the wall as possible. That's what I would do. I put my foot up, and then I would lean in, keeping my foot up at least at a 45-degree angle, maybe at a 70-degree angle is where you want your foot to be at. Knee to chest is the next stretch. So it's exactly what it sounds like. I'm gonna put one leg down, I'm gonna keep it straight and flat on the ground, and then I'm gonna bring my other knee up to my chest. You'll feel it in the groin area, in the hip abductor and the adductors, and I'm just gonna bring it in my hip flexor as well. So I'm just gonna bring my chest in, and see I'm not very flexible with this, and then I'm gonna let it rest. Keeping this one, forcing it to, I'm forcing this leg to stay on the ground. Just like that. All right, so I can stay on the ground for this one because this is the butterfly hip stretch. So I'm gonna be making my legs out to be, I guess, wings or something like that. Maybe that's what they see in it. And I'm gonna bring my heels in, again, as close to my butt as possible. I'm gonna keep those together, my feet, the bottom of my feet together. And then I'm going to push with my elbows, with the outside of my elbows, I'm going to push the inside of my knees down, trying to get the outside of my knees as close to the ground as possible. So again, I'm going to sit here probably for 3 to 5 seconds for this one. And then I'm going to relax. And I'm going to do the same thing, really stretching out. You'll feel this. It depends. You'll feel it in your groin, your hip flexors, your hips, obviously. Excellent stretch. I do it all the time. Even at night, this is one that you'll catch me doing the most. Okay. Shoulder / chest, reach behind. Now, an alternate one to this, so that you know exactly what you're doing, is putting your arm out directly ahead of you. And what's probably going to happen is you're going to lock inner elbow to outer elbow. And what I want to do is just push this arm out to the side. Okay? So that one feels good. And I'm doing that again. I gotta make sure I do both. Even if it's just one rep, because that felt good. And again, I'm gonna feel like I'm just pulling my arm and stretching it out. Now, the reach behind thing is, hopefully you guys can see this wall, is I would literally just put my hand above or at shoulder level, but my legs are facing forward, and I would just want to rip and try to pull, and you'll feel this pull in your chest right near the outside of your pec area. So that's the kind of feel that you want to get, that pull right here, that really good stretch after a nice upper body day. It's perfect. Low lunge, again, pretty much exactly what it sounds like. I'm going to get into a lunge position, and I'll go with this leg. Now for this, it's a little bit different. I'm going to go forward, but I'm going to keep this leg straight. So right now, I'm, again, really flexing, I'm really stretching my hip flexors right here, okay? Just like this. I'm relaxing. So I feel it in my hip flexors. I feel it a little bit in my hamstrings and in my quads because I've been lifting heavy legs lately. So again, I'm just getting this real good stretch. I get this nice tension in my quad right here. Healthy tension in my quad. Just squatted today, so it's a perfect sort of stretch for this leg. And remember, you can focus on this leg to get a little bit of a stretch too, depending on the muscles that you just trained. Seated back. So a lot of people call this the Playboy. I didn't feel like putting that name on my program. Not like it has a negative connotation or anything, but I figured I would just try to keep it a little PG. So I'm going to take my I'm going to take my one leg, okay? I'm going to put it across as if I'm crossing my legs, or at the dinner table or something. I don't cross my legs, so wherever you might cross your legs. And I'm going to take the outside of my opposite elbow, so this is my right leg. So I'm going to take my left elbow and I'm going to put it on the outside of my right knee. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to push off this way. I've just felt my back crack. Push off this way, take my right arm, place it behind me so that I can get this nice twist, stretch out my lower back. Oh, just like that. And I like to hold it, and then I breathe, I release, and I hit it up again. So I'm gonna do that stretch. Again, the rep and set counts are all in here. I normally say 1 set for 8 reps each, but again, depending on if you just did deadlifts and lower back, and your lower back is fried, hit up this stretch. It's called seated back. Hit this stretch up for 2 or 3 sets, okay? But don't do it 2 or 3 sets every single day, twice a day. You don't want to overstretch, so I would stick to the days where you're emphasizing that certain muscle group, definitely hit up a couple more sets of that stretch. Now, this stretch is big for the groin, big for my hips, and just for overall flexibility. It's called the groin stretch, and then it says in parentheses, I think I said quotes earlier, no parentheses, it says split and reach down. So I'm not in a full split because then it would be rough because my phone is over there recording and I would need to call 911. So groin stretch, split, reach down. Exactly what it sounds like. Again, I'm not going down, slouch down. I'm keeping a tight lower back, tight core. I'm gonna go down. I'm just gonna hang out right here. Now you'll feel this in your groin. You'll feel it a lot in your hamstrings as well. And if you wanna switch it up, as opposed to just going straight down, you can do each side and you'll get an excellent stretch in your hamstring, okay? And then you just wanna hang out. Again, no bouncing. And then come back. You can do all of one side, or you can do what I just did, which is alternate. And again, I'm getting a great hamstring stretch when I do the individual leg, but the goal here is to keep a tight lower back, a tight core, and to reach down and really try to feel it in that groin area. But again, your hamstrings are gonna be, not even a secondary, probably maybe a second primary muscle that you'll feel in that groin stretch where it says split, reach down. The final one that I have is hamstring, and then it says standing. For hamstrings, there's so many different stretches that you can do. The simple one that everybody knows is feet together, reach down. Now normally, I just did this for the first time last week. Normally I can put both of my hands flat on the ground, okay? But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come down here, probably grab my ankles. Sometimes I even reach around behind my calves and really try to pull myself down. I'm gonna hold it, and I'm gonna let go. Now again, if you've had any sort of gym class or anything, you'll understand that there are stretches where when you put your right leg over your left leg and you reach down the stretch, you're gonna feel most of the pressure, almost all the pressure, in your left hamstring. If I sit on the ground and I wanna feel it in my right hamstring, what I'm gonna do is, again, you can reach forward, straight forward, and feel both hamstrings. But I don't like how rounded my back gets when I do this one. So I bring one leg in, and then I can push this leg over here, I can push it down, working on my hip flexor, really get it flexible. Most of the time I can touch the ground with this knee, and then I can reach out and touch my toes, stretching out this hamstring while I'm stretching out this hip flexor and hip and everything. So those are my stretches, guys. And again, you can find the set and rep count along with 2 free months worth of vertical training program down below in right here, www.skighathletics.com. Go check it out. 2 free months of training. Just to subscribe to my email list, you'll get 2 free months of training. And again, my program that I just released today, send out the first copies this morning. Go over to my website. The one-time sale that I'm having on this, 80% off. Go down, get the program, get my book. My book is a work in progress, so if you purchase now, you'll receive the full product as I continue to update it. So my book is something that it's more of like a long-term kind of process, really trying to work and make it into something pretty cool. So please go check that out. I appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate all the subscriptions, everything like that. Keep working hard. And again, go get the free program. Again, I said it, it's free. I don't know what else you guys will want. It's a free program. Go check it out. Go do my jumping plyometrics are free on this YouTube channel. Go download the Hustle app. I'm gonna send out another video and another email to all my subscribers about how to get free credits on that app. So that's pretty much it, guys. I'll see you on the next episode of the Skigh Vlog. Appreciate everything. Work hard. Remember, Skigh has no limits, and this program works as hard as you do, so get to work.